Hiveaura Collective. Welcome to your weekly collective reading to help give you guidance and clarity for your path ahead. For this week, the week of March 27th. I am Emily McKinney Cody. You can find me on Instagram at Connecting with Cody. You can find me on YouTube at Connecting with Cody as well. I am, if you're new here and you haven't seen the other couple of videos that we have posted on the Hiveaura YouTube channel, I am a clairaudience and clairvoyant mystic is how I like to describe myself, with psychic abilities and gifts, and I help you navigate your path through life with guidance and clarity, and using my intuitive and psychic abilities to help you navigate that, as well as connecting with your teams of light to support you and validate the path that you're on and the things that you're experiencing. So if you're interested in anything like that, please reach out. I would love to do a session with you. We started this series a few weeks ago. It was meant to be weekly. Unfortunately, I got pretty sick and was sick for about 3 weeks. And when that happens, sometimes you just don't have the energetic capacity to have an energetic output with something like this. This is such a spiritual practice, and it requires so much of my internal intuitive energy to deliver it to you that when I am not well, it is very difficult to do that. And so that's why these, though they were meant to be weekly, there hasn't been one for about 3 weeks, just because I was very ill. Feeling much better now, finally have a voice back, so that is also helpful. One of the things that I like to do in these sessions, or anytime I do a collective reading, is I like to channel prior to doing the reading. And I channel a message that I think that we as a collective need to hear, something that we need to embrace and think about as we move through the world this week. And so I do that in sort of a space of meditation. I call in the collective guides of the world and of the energy of the universe, and I really sit with that and see what they need me to deliver to you. And so there's been this message that's been pretty deep in my heart the last few days that I'm like, okay, this is the message that the collective needs to hear. And so the channeled message that continues to come through is that the universe is not done with you yet. Okay, I'm going to let you absorb that for a minute. I'm going to let you think and feel that for a minute. The universe is not done with you yet. What does that mean? It means that when things feel hard, when it feels like we are up against a wall, when we feel like everything is working against us, that is not the case. The universe has so much more in store for you. The universe has so much energy to give you. The universe has so much more to provide you. The universe is not done with you yet. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be a part of this collective. You wouldn't be with this group of people. You wouldn't be exposed to these things if the universe was done with you. The universe has so much more to teach you. It has so much more to show you. It has so much more to give you. So as we move through this week, I want you to remember that the universe is not done with you yet. Do you feel that? Do you feel it in your soul? Because I certainly feel it in mine. The universe is not done with me yet. The universe continues to show up for me in ways that blow me away every single day. It continues to help me raise my vibration and meet it where it is at, so that I can continue to grow and evolve and soar and be the best version of myself. And there is nothing more powerful than that, and I know it. I know it so deeply within my soul. And so that's what I want you to hold on to this week. That is the guidance that the collective needs to hear this week. The universe is not done with you yet. So I hope that resonates with you, that message, that overall message for us as a collective. And I want you to hold on to that idea and to that message as we move into our collective reading. So if you are new around here and you haven't watched these videos before, I am a clairaudient, clairvoyant mystic, but I also read angel and oracle cards, and I work with angels as well to support and help my clients in their life path. So that is what I will read for you today. I am not a tarot reader. I do not read tarot. That is not something that I have learned. They're very different. And oracle cards are really truly about that guidance and that navigation piece and validating and supporting you where you are. And so that's what I'm going to read for you today. And I have a signature spread, and I have been doing a 3-card spread, but I think today, given the fact that the universe needs to let us know that it's not done with us yet, I'm going to do my signature 4-card spread for you today. So each card is associated with sort of like a question or a guiding light, I guess you could say. So the first card will be your current energy. The second card will be a message from your guides or your teams of light. The third is a message from your higher self. So that's the version of us that walks many paths and supports us through the choices and decisions that we make. And then the fourth card is sort of next directions, what's to come, things to look out for as you move through your path. So that is what your reading is going to consist of today. Okay, are you ready? Do you feel it? Are you good? Okay, before we get going though, I always like to start with a bit of I don't want to call it a meditation, but a recentering, a grounding. So if you are in a place where you can sit, I advise you to do that. Feet on the floor, palms open. If you are comfortable, and I'm going to do it with you, I'm going to invite you to close down your eyes. And we're just going to sit here for a moment, and we're going to take it all in, and we're going to feel our feet grounding in the floor. And we're going to feel good about where we are in our body in this moment. And now I'm going to invite you to take a giant, big, deep inhale in through your nose and hold at the top. So we're going to inhale in. And release. You're going to do that again. Big, deep breath in. Hold at the top. And release. You're going to do that one more time. You're going to take a big, deep breath in. Hold it at the top. And then you're going to release. Exhaling anything that no longer serves you, that does not need to be here, that does not support the version of you that you are trying to become. Release it on these exhales. I'm going to invite you to stay here with your eyes closed, your palms open, your feet securely centered on the ground. And I'm going to lead you through a little prayer to open us up before I pull the cards for us. Guardians of the four corners, Mother in the earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you now and I welcome you here. I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be used for the highest good of all involved, for those around us, those in our lives, and those who support us on this growth journey, in this collective, with this group of people. As above, so below, so within, so without, so be it, and so it is. All right. Open your eyes if you haven't already, and welcome to your Hiveaura weekly collective reading. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it, and I want you to remember, and I want you to think about holding in your heart center, in your solar plexus, maybe even in your sacral chakra. I want you to hold that idea that we have so much more to learn from the universe, and that the universe is not done with us yet. And we have so much more to show up for, and so many things to accomplish and get done. All right, hold that thought, hold that feeling, hold that vibration deep, deep, deep within yourself. Believe it and know it to be true. Okay, so I am going to spread them out. And then I am going to rub my hands together to create some friction. And I'm going to pull our full card, or 4 cards. And the purpose of creating friction and heat is that I'm going to hover over. And I'm going to pull the ones that feel the warmest, that have the hottest energy for me to draw from, because that is a part of the message that we need. some good ones here though, guys and girls. That one nice. Sometimes it just helps to get quiet and to really feel what's coming through. That's 3, one more. I had some heat over here on my right side. Ooh, that feels nice. Okay, where are we? Yes, right here. Okay, perfect. So I have our 4 cards, and this is the first time in the 3 sessions that I have done this where a card has not jumped out at us at the beginning, which is also interesting. Usually if a card jumps, that is an extra special message that we need to hear. What I will say is that my left side is associated with feminine energy. That's the part of us, the portion of us, the side of us, I guess, if you will, that needs to be soft and to heal and to feel and have all of the emotional connections and grounding that we need throughout our life. And then my right side is my masculine energy, and that's my very logistical, well thought out, organized energy. And so I associate that with the cards as well as they come through. The first card for us is going to have a bit of a masculine undertone, I feel, because it came from my right side. And then card 3 also will have some masculine undertones because it again came from my right side. Now, something else to keep in mind, and I did speak about this in one of the other videos, is that my left hand, which is my dominant hand, is my receiving hand. Okay, so when I pull cards out from the left side with my left hand, these are messages that I need to receive in this moment. My right hand, my non-dominant hand, is my projecting hand. And so when I pull things out from the right side, aside from feminine and masculine energy, if it comes from the right, it's something that it's not necessarily a lesson that I need or a message that I need to hear specifically for that reason, but it might carry something that I need to let go. And so for us, cards 2 and 4 might hold some information that we need to let go of. Before I get going and I flip these cards and I start this card reading for you, what I always say, no matter what, you are always the architect, you are the designer of your life. Nothing that is ever said here is set in stone. You can always change it. If a card doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It doesn't resonate with you. That's not a big deal. Not every card, like this is a collective reading, not every card is going to resonate with every person. That is okay. If I flip a card and I go through this reading and none of it makes sense to you, that is okay. There are going to be other people who watch this who take something away from every piece of this message. And so I just want you to keep that in mind. You're not always going to resonate with absolutely everything, and that's okay. But if you do, then this is meant for you. And then think about it later on in the week too. Come back to it maybe and see if this is still something that doesn't resonate, or it has now taken on a new meaning and it does resonate for you. But the most important thing for you to remember is that no matter what, you are always in charge, and nothing that is ever said in a card reading of any kind by any person, by any practitioner, is ever as it is, right? You are always in charge. You always get to change. Okay? So I hope you feel good about that. All right, so let's get into it. We are going to flip our first card, which is our current energy in this moment. And we have Shield Maiden, Make Plans, and Focus. So your job in this current energy, remember what I said, the universe is not done with you yet, right? You have to be the person who goes after the things that you want. You have to show up regularly, but you have to have a plan and you have to focus, right? Like you can't decide that you want something and then not do anything with it, because then nothing changes. You continue to stay where you are. And so our current energy is a giant reminder that right now in this moment, you are having the thoughts and ideas that you are having for a reason. It's important for you to have them. You wouldn't get the idea just for no reason, right? And Antoinette says this often, some people don't even ever have the thought. And so if you're having the thought, this is your green light to say, yes, okay, this thing is meant for me. How do I go get it? How do I be the warrior maiden that can go and fight for what she needs in order to get to where I want to go? Okay, that's going to be super important for you right now in this moment. This is your weekly guidance. If something's pinging in your head right now and you're saying, yes, I want to do that, you have to make a plan, and you have to, like, blinders on, like more focus than you've ever had in your whole life, and go after it. Now is the time to start doing that. So that is your current energy right now. And now think about it like this. If the universe isn't done with you, if you're still here, why not make the most of it? Why not give it absolutely everything you got? Like, what is the worst that happens? I get it. Fear is a real thing. Fear is scary. Fear can stop a lot of us from doing anything that we've ever wanted to do. But you know what? Now is the time. And if you don't do it now, you're just going to regret it later in life. You're going to turn around and go, shit, I wish I did that. I wish I showed up. I wish I believed in myself. And so the universe is reminding you that right now in this current energy, you absolutely can do that. So please do. Be the warrior, make the plan, go get the thing. I believe in you. The collective believes in you. You can do this. Current energy. Do you feel good about that? I hope that you do. I feel good about that so far. Okay, we're gonna, and this one came from our masculine energy, right? I think that's what we said. Yeah, one in three was our masculine. No, 1 in 3 was our feminine. 1 in 3 was our feminine. So you needed this, right? Like that soft part of you, that receiving piece, is that it's okay to go. It's okay to start. It's okay to do. So do that now. Okay. Card number 2. I love this card. This is a message from your guides, your team of, or your teams of light, or your spirit guides, or whatever it is that you connect with and believe in. This is the message that you directly need to hear, that they are sending to you as validation, as confirmation that you're doing the things. Okay, it's just a message that you need to hear. You can chalk that up to whoever it is that you believe into, right? I prefer to think about it as a message from my guardian angels. And so I know that my angels are always around me, surrounding me and supporting me, and I can call on them at absolutely any time. And so I want you to hold on to that feeling as we move into this card. Okay, so the message from your guides for this weekly guidance is autumn, release the old and rest. My goodness, how I love this card so much. Because this is something that we often overlook. Okay, and this is one of those things. This is the masculine. This is the release. This is the things that we have to let go of. So autumn is inviting you to let go of the old ideas, the old patterns, and the old things that do not serve you. They do not benefit you anymore. You cannot hold on to a version of yourself that you used to be. You cannot hold on to a version of yourself that you were 10 years ago, or the idea of yourself that you had a few years ago, right? You can release it. We often hold on to things. We hold on to things because of the way that they used to be for much longer than we ever need to, because we had some kind of identity in that. Right? But the beautiful thing about life, and the beautiful thing about being human, and the beautiful thing about growing, is that we were never meant to be the same as we were years prior, or in different seasons, or at different moments of our life. I thank the universe every single day that I am a different person than I was 6 months ago, than I was a year ago, than I was 3 years ago. Every day I'm thankful for that. And so I think the message here, or the message from our guides that they need us to hear and they need us to take away, is that, and this is download coming in hot and quick, so it's coming in fast, You are not responsible for that version anymore, even though you held an identity around it. Okay? So that means that you get to reinvent yourself however many times that you need to, and it's okay. You don't owe it to anybody. You don't owe anything to anybody about who you used to be if who you want to be now is different, right? You get to be that because we are in a constant evolution of growing and changing and showing up as different people. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, it is the most amazing, beautiful thing that you could ever actually experience. And so that I hope you're aware that growing is a natural part of this life. And that if you're not growing and you're not changing, then you have a little bit of self-reflecting to do. You got to go a little bit deeper. You got to go inward and decide what it is that you want and where you want to go, which comes back to our current energy, making plans and focusing. One thing about autumn, and I want you to think about this, is that, excuse me, is that in the autumn, the trees, which bloom and grow every year, they lose all their leaves, they lose all their fruit, they lose everything that they spent so much time growing, and they close up and they rest and they recuperate and they regenerate. And then in the spring it blooms again and they come back bigger and brighter and better and bolder. And that rest didn't take anything away from them, it only added. And so that's another message from your guides, is that if you feel like you need to rest, you can rest. It's okay. You don't have to carry it all of the time. You don't have to show up all of the time, right? Sometimes we have to take a step back and we have to rest. And so that's what you're also encouraged to do now in this season. And this can also be the season that you find yourself in right now. We always are in this constant cycle of change and regrowth, right? And we all sort of land in different seasons at different times. And so maybe this is your autumn. Maybe you're at this point where you're releasing and you're letting go of a lot of things, and you just need to sometimes to rest and to comprehend that and decide how you're going to show up and grow and be bolder and bigger and better. Okay, so that's the message from your guides. And if we're thinking about the universe and how it's here to support us, and it's not done with us yet, and we're showing up and we're doing the things, know that this is the universe's way of letting you know that when we are weary, we can rest, but we do not stop. And when we let go of what doesn't serve us, we only grow into a bigger, better version of ourselves. And so though it may seem counterproductive, if the universe isn't done with us, why is it asking us to stop and rest? It is not asking you to stop. It is only asking you to rest and recalibrate. And that is okay, right? It only moves as fast as we make it. So that's the message from your guides. I hope that one is helpful. Hope that one feels good for you. Also, it has the crow on it, and so, or the raven, which is connected with like psychic and spiritual abilities and wisdom and growth. So if that is an animal that connects with you or means something to you, think about that as well. Okay, we're going to move on to card 3. Card 3 is our higher self. It is the version of us that oversees our life paths, that sees every action, every choice, every decision, every thought that we make, and it helps us navigate each and every single one of those winding roads, those bumps in the roads, those consequences from our actions. It supports us through it. This is not about your higher self having rose-colored glasses and guiding you easily and effortlessly through life, because that is not how it works in the human realm, my loves. Right? We have to be willing to experience everything in the human experience for what it is: good, bad, ugly, beautiful, wonderful, exciting. And so your higher self is the version of you that helps you navigate all of that. And so this is a message from them. Mountains, stand your ground. Love this card so much. It is so beautiful. Mountains have been around for however long, millennia, right? And they are unshakable, they are unmoving. So the message from your higher self for this one is to know who you are and be very rooted in that. Be like very strong, very steadfast. Like if you know what you know, what you know, what you know to be true, then don't let anything push you away from that. Alternatively, Okay, so if you know what you know, and you know that you're on the right path, and you know the things you're doing are meant to be, there is something to be said for that. And I want you to feel it deeply, and I want you to own it, and I want you to know that you're doing all of the things that are going to support you through that. But alternatively, okay, think about this. If you are not necessarily 100% certain, if you are not 100% sure, it's okay. Don't make any sudden moves, right? Gather all the information, be very clear in what's going to come next for you, decide what the best course of action is, and then make moves, okay? You don't have to do everything quickly. You can take time to think about it, right? And so that is also standing your ground, taking time to reflect and decide what the best action is, what the best next step is, not making any rash decisions, not making any quick moves, not thinking it through fully, right? You can look before you leap if you're comfortable and you know that it's good, but if you're just a little bit unsure, don't hurl yourself off a cliff. Make a decision first. Weigh all the facts, then do the things. Okay, that is also standing your ground. So the message from your higher self is to know who you are. Be so strong and so steadfast in that nothing can shake your faith. Nothing is going to move you out of the way from going after what you want. Nothing is going to break those plans. Nothing is going to stop you from releasing what you need to release in order to become the best version of yourself. Okay? That's the message from your higher self. That one's short and sweet, but it feels good. And so I hope you feel that too. Okay. Fourth and final card. I'm going to wrap it up here at the end. This is our next directions, what's to come, things to think about. As I said, oracle cards are not predictive. They're about guidance and clarity, and that's what this is all about. And again, you are the architect of your life, so you can always change it. Okay? So our fourth and final card, what's to come, next directions, things to think about. Knight, be brave and honest, which I think goes hand in hand with our mountain card, right? We look for synchronicities in readings, things that add up, things that make sense, things that go together. And all of this is about knowing who you are, going after it, owning what you want from this life, knowing that the universe has more to offer you and more to give you, and that you can raise your vibration, right? But it's going to require some bravery, and it's going to require you to be honest with yourself, and it's going to require you to show up in a different way that you might not have been ready for before, but you are ready for it now. The universe has made sure of that because it has tested you. It has given you all of the obstacles that it thinks that you need in order to learn the lesson, and you're still here, and you keep going, and you keep showing up. And so this is about being brave in your convictions, being honest in who you are and what you want to be, knowing that you're going to have to stand your ground, and not everyone is going to get it. Not everyone is going to understand. Not everyone is going to want to be a part of it. Or they're not going to understand why you're doing what you're doing. And that's life. And you can put those people in your place and stand your ground, but you can do it from a place of love and compassion, which is the most important piece. This is always about love and light and positivity and moving through for the highest good of all involved. And so if you get some pushback and somebody doesn't understand what you're doing, it's okay. They don't have to understand it. It's not for them. It's for you. Okay? And you get to say, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I feel so strongly. This is why I feel so passionately about this. And this is what I'm doing. And you're either coming in or you're not, and it's okay either way. Right? I still love you no matter what. I still know that you want the best for me. I still know that you're in my life. I still know that you're here. But I'm going. And this is the way I'm going. And this is how it's going to work out for me. And I would love it if you could come along for the ride. But if not, I love you anyway. Okay, so think about that. That was a quick download that just came through really quick, and those words felt really good. So I hope that felt good for you as well. Okay, really quickly before I wrap up, I wanted to do a quick support card, which is not something that I always do, but since I love working with the moon, sometimes a good old-fashioned moon phase card is just what we need to tie it all together and to think about our overall message. So let's see here. New moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. So that is one thing to keep in mind this week as you look at the 4 cards that we just pulled for each other, or that I just pulled for you as a collective. This is all about reaping what you sow, right? All of the hard work, all of the things that you're doing, it's all coming to fruition. Your hard work is paying off, okay? Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Show up for it. New moons are often a time of rebirth, like the beginning of new things, like the closing out of a chapter and the beginning of new things. Where there is light, there is no darkness that can get in. And so I hope that you know that all of the things, all of the self-reflecting, all of the work that you're doing is starting to pay off, and you're going to see big things start to show up for you. How do you feel? I hope you feel good. I feel good. I hope that this reading connected with you. I would love for you to drop in the comments on the YouTube channel, or if you're in the Facebook group right now in Hiveaura and you're watching this, I would love it if you could drop some comments in there just to let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you resonated with the reading, things you took away. I would love to hear it. If you feel called, please give me a follow on Connecting with Cody on Instagram. So it's just at Connecting with Cody. I'll put it right here on the screen. Like, follow, and subscribe our YouTube channel. That's here as well. And you can also find my YouTube channel at Connecting with Cody. Not a lot on there right now, but we're working on changing it, okay? You know? I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that it connected you to something greater than yourself. I hope you resonated with the message that the universe has so much more in store for you, and it is not done with you yet. And lastly, if you would like to book an intuitive service session with me, an angel guide session where I go into meditation and I connect with your guides, and then I go over that with you, and then we do a reading, I would love to do that for you. Please reach out, please DM me. Thank you so much. I hope this guidance helps you through the week of March 27th. I love you.